On the edge of the Southern Ocean, the waves of the roaring 40s, much feared by sailors, relentlessly crash onto the coast of a land that time seems to have forgotten, Tasmania. The island to the southeast of Australia broke away from Gondwana, the original continent, 45 million years ago. Tasmania has evolved independently and still retains its unique, unspoiled natural environment. This vast, little-known wilderness offers visitors a fascinating journey through landscapes from another age. We're on the coast of the G.E.I.E, a vast wilderness area in the northwest of Tasmania. These waves have had an uninterrupted journey of 16,000 kilometers from Argentina, earning this coast the nickname of the Edge of the World. Maddie Soute and Chris Stone are walking the area looking for new routes for the hikers they will soon be guiding here. They offer an experience putting you in touch with the elements, orientated towards the discovery of this vast expanse of virgin, uninhabited landscape. The G.E.I.E takes its name from a coastal Aboriginal tribe which inhabited the area until the Europeans arrived in the 19th century. This semi-nomadic people lived in seasonal camps of which few traces remain today.
This is the place where an Aboriginal family would have lived in the wintertime. So it's basically a depression dug out in the ground, and there would have been a dome-shaped hut built here out of sticks and skins. Basically, they always ate in the same place because they were very aware of the surroundings, of where the winds were coming from, where the shelter was and where they'd build their fire. So they always discarded the shells in the same spot year after year.
The mounds of shells scattered along the coast are silent witnesses of the presence of the G.E.I.E's Aboriginal peoples. After colonisation, the 10,000 Aboriginals who had inhabited Tasmania for 30,000 years disappeared in less than a century, the victims of persecution and disease. This sad page in history has been turned, and today the coast is given over to nature and the whims of the Southern Ocean. The rugged shore of the G.E.I.E is just the start of a journey that will take Chris and Maddie to the wooded uplands of the interior. Coroner is a former gold miners' village that attracted many pioneers at the end of the 19th century. As gold became more scarce, the village slowly declined.
Corinna went from 2,000 people to about 3 people during the 40s and the 50s. And for the last 30 years, there's really nothing been happening in Corinna. We decided to come along and turn it into a little eco-resort and present it to the people of the world and show them what the Tarkine rainforest is about.
Having been saved from neglect and transformed into a hotel complex, this little town has become a welcoming place to stay in the heart of the Tarkine. They've built 20 traditional Australian houses in Corinna, which are supplied with rainwater and clean energy. For Gary Sullivan, this is a real ecological commitment. Corinna and the surrounding area are part of a program to develop tourism within the nature reserve.
But there's not much water at the moment because it's very dry.
Gary works on his future project in partnership with the conservation services. A few minutes away from Corinna, Gary takes Chris and Maddie into the rainforest to show them his new idea. This lush green spot is called Lovers Falls. Gary wants to build a wooden platform suspended from the rock face where tourists can admire the view and have dinner overlooking the falls. The development of Corinna is part of the evolving tourism in the region. The village is likely to be the centre point and the gateway to the immense forest of the Tarkine. This primary temperate rainforest is the largest in the southern hemisphere and one of the last on the planet. It contains the oldest and biggest eucalyptus trees in the world. It stretches over more than 200,000 hectares, of which 2/3 remains unexplored. In this virgin rainforest where there are no paths, Maddie and Chris create marked tracks in a green labyrinth. This is the way they will guide hikers through this natural exuberance. In this humid environment, mosses and lichens reign supreme. They cover the ferns and the giant trees whose history takes us on a journey through time.
The myrtle are the large trees here. They are Gondwanan ancestry. They're some of the first flowering plants which emerged 10 million years ago were species related to the myrtle, and they have related species and fossils found in Chile and Antarctica when all of those continents were merged as the supercontinent Gondwana. The pollen from those plants have been dated at 10 to 15 million years old. So very much would be dinosaurs or other megafauna walking through these forests. Large wombats the size of a car, kangaroos that grow to 10 foot tall and carnivorous. And it has all changed now to small animals and all herbivores. So the evolution of the fauna has changed, but the flora is very constant over all this time.